I make more than $10 million a year as a coach, and I want to explain to you how to build a brand this year. How do you build your coaching brand this year? So, here are the top trends I want you to really pay attention to. When you think about building a brand for your coaching business, of course, you got to think about scalability, but most importantly, you got to think about your niche. So, everything starts from where you actually come from. Okay, you need to niche down. You need to really start somewhere. Don't try to be everything to everybody at the beginning. Otherwise, you're not going to attract the kind of paying customers that you really need. Okay, and if you're trying to really make money as a coach, it's better to really focus on those clients who are willing and able. I want to insist on that, willing and able to pay for your services. So you want to niche down. Okay, don't try to really do everything at the same time. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. You want to niche down, number one. Number two, think about your skill set. What are you good at? What kind of unique value proposition do you have? Because this will really be important in terms of branding. This is what your brand will stand for, okay? What you're good at. And third, you want to think about the value you are bringing, the pain point you are trying to solve. If you are a coach, you are really solving solutions. I mean, you're solving solutions. You're bringing solutions to your clients' pain points. That's how you establish your brand. Okay. Now, why is personal branding important for coaches? Well, as a coach, cultivating your personal brand is actually an essential step in getting the trust and respect of potential clients. Remember, nobody knows you, or maybe they know you, but not really that much. So you got to really understand that if you don't brand properly, you're not going to be able to differentiate yourself. So your strong personal brand can differentiate you from other coaches, increase your coaching fees, drive growth for your business, and also help you attract more dream clients. Again, those clients who are willing and able to pay for the services you are actually offering. So more and more people are choosing to start a coaching business. But the thing is that they're not doing it properly if they want to really scale. Okay. If you want to scale all the way to $10 million and more a year, you got to have the proper strategy, especially when it comes to branding. What your brand stands for. If you want to make lots of money as a coach this year, and especially if you want to focus on your brand, you have to understand that there are specific benefits when it comes to strong personal branding for our coaches. Let me walk you through some of them, okay? Because the whole idea here is to actually those, tie those branding elements to the niche that you are going after. There has to be a synchronization between the two elements, okay? You are bringing value to people who want value, who see value in your offer. So let me give you a few benefits when it comes to branding for your coaching business. You are able to attract ideal clients. Again, we want to go back to what I said about those clients who are willing and able to pay for your services. You can set expectations. You can differentiate yourself from competitors, which is really important. Okay. You want to cultivate trust and credibility through a strong brand. And this is really important, especially if you want to really scale fast. I mean, I was able to get to $10 million a year at least by creating trust and credibility. Also, you are able to increase visibility also, and because your brand is going to really carry you all the way to a certain level in the industry. Let me break it down for you. So when I say attract ideal clients, by clearly communicating who you are and what you stand for as a coach, you will naturally draw in those who resonates with your message. You can also set expectations, like your brand gives prospective clients an idea of what they can expect when working with you, both in terms of coaching style and outcomes. You are able to differentiate yourself from competitors. So with so many coaches available online and offline these days, establishing a unique identity is kind of crucial to avoid getting lost in the crowd, right? You do not want to be another coach. You want to be the coach that's going to solve the pain points of your specific clients. You're able to cultivate trust and credibility. The cool thing about branding is that branding actually allows you to have a consistent image across all platforms so that you can demonstrate professionalism, and that demonstration actually builds confidence among prospects that you are basically making the right moves and that they are making the right choice by hiring you in the first place. And in terms of visibility, a recognizable brand makes it easier for people to remember and refer you, leading to more clients and opportunities. So that's important in terms of flexibility, but also in terms of accountability across the road. I mean, across various geographies. So basically, if you want to scale your coaching business from up to $10 million, even more than $10 million a year, you got to really pay attention to the value you're adding. So value added is a quintessential element. Okay. So basically, when I speak about adding value, I first pay attention to my niche. Everything starts with my niche. No matter how small the niche is, I'll start with a niche. The niche doesn't have to be tiny or micro niche. No, it has to be a decent size, but you just need to start somewhere. So identifying your coaching niche helps you actually focus on a specific target audience and tailor your message accordingly for that, let's say, starting subset of the population. For example, if you specialize, let's say, in career coaching for women returning to work after maternity leave, you want to emphasize this expertise in all of your branding materials because you are going after that specific niche. So your niche is important. Next, you want to have your USP. So USP stands for unique selling proposition. Sometimes you hear the term UVP. It's the same thing. UVP stands for unique value proposition. So you're saying basically, when it comes to USP or UVP, you are highlighting what makes you different or better than others in the field. It could be anything from an innovative coaching technique to years of experience working with high profile clients. The whole thing is you need to differentiate yourself. If you want to make more than $10 million, even $1 million, or even $100,000, you got to differentiate yourself. Make sure that your USP is very easy for potential clients to understand why they should choose you over someone else. You also got to have appropriate visuals. So if you think about branding, if you want to brand your business, your coaching business, you want to avoid boring visuals to attract your target audience. So create a consistent aesthetic using colors, fonts, and imagery that actually align with your brand identity and connect emotionally to your intended audience. Choose visuals actually that reflect who you are as a coach and resonate with the emotions or aspirations actually of your target audience. Next, you want to think about testimonials and success stories. Those will help you big time. Also, think about your communication style and tone of voice. And finally, your authenticity. Your authenticity is going to really buttress in your prospective clients' minds the brand that you want to portray. And that will help you actually scale your business and possibly elevate that business to monetary highs, to revenue highs as much as $10 million a year. So let me give you the steps you need to follow here. So when it comes to building a brand that really can scale fast, here are the steps I want you to pay attention to. When you have your niche and when you have your unique value proposition, it's really important to start thinking about the visual identity. Okay, and the visual identity has to be in sync with your niche and the unique value proposition that you have. Let me explain. The thing is that when you think about having a consistent visual identity, you are able to really connect at a very deeper level with your target audience. Okay, a cohesive visual identity across all touchpoints helps reinforce recognition and memorability among potential clients. Let me give you an example. If blue represents trust and professionalism, you want to use it consistently across your website, your social media profiles, and marketing materials. You also want to craft compelling content. Compelling content will help you actually establish your thought leadership, your expertise, your knowledge, okay, but also your intellectual reputation as an expert in your field. And also, you want to think about your communication style. So, when you share valuable insights through various channels like blog posts, podcast videos, or webinars, you're really sharing your communication style directly or indirectly. And you also want to establish your online presence on sites such as LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest. Okay, and if possible, you want to leverage testimonials and success stories. Those will help you actually connect with a larger audience. And finally, one thing you want to do here is to start thinking about networking strategically. So if you want to build a brand that can really elevate your coaching business to close to or even more than $10 million a year, you want to network strategically. For instance, you can attend conferences and events related to your industry to forge connections with other professionals and influencers, and that will help you big time. You never know, they may refer you or introduce you to others. They may introduce opportunities to expand your reach to your audience. That's really important. So let me give you a few hacks here. So if you're trying to really build a brand this year that scale all the way to $10 million a year, here are a few hacks you have to think about, especially when it comes to branding. First of all, you want to identify your core values. Because if you remember earlier, I was speaking to you a little earlier about visual cues, right? Those cues have to tie into the kind of values you have, the core values you have. And by core values, I'm speaking about your beliefs, your principles, and passions. So those core values will serve as the foundation of your coaching brand story and guide how you present yourself online, but also offline for that matter. And you want to share also your personal journey. So part of branding is actually having a strong storytelling process. Tell the tale of how you became a life coach. To add a life coach or other coach, another coach for you can be a business coach, you can be a sales coach, you can be a fitness coach. But the point I'm trying to make here is that you want to really understand that if you tell the tale of how you became a coach in the first place, you are able to add depth to your branding and establish credibility in the eyes of potential clients. So be honest about any challenges or obstacles faced along the way. That way you are telling a story, right? But it's not just any story, it's your story. Because if you show that you are vulnerable, this vulnerability can make it easier for others to relate. You want to highlight client success stories. So highlight the positive impact of your coaching by sharing testimonials or case studies of clients who have benefited from working with you, with their permission, of course. This not only provides social proof, but also demonstrates how effective your coaching methods are. And you want to really use vivid language and storytelling techniques. So engage your readers by using vivid and descriptive language that creates mental images and telling stories that evoke emotions such as inspiration, motivation, or empathy. So a few tips for crafting engaging narratives include using anecdotes, incorporating metaphors, for example, okay? Or you can keep your target audience also in mind. And in terms of employing dialogue, so that's important to pay attention to what works and what doesn't work. Let me give you a few best practices here. If you want to really explain how to build a brand this year and scale your business to more than $10 million a year, you have to really understand that you have to be active across your website and social media platforms to maintain brand recognition. That's important because this is how you're going to attract a certain loyal audience, okay? They want to see that you have consistency. They want to see that you have a uniform content writing, content creation, content production. So be active across your website and social media platforms. You want to create also a professional website to engage actually with potential clients. You also want to engage with those clients on social media platforms and consider using content marketing strategies like blogging or podcasting to showcase your expertise. You want to share valuable tips and insights related to coaching on your blog or through a guest post on other websites within your industry. Okay, that way you are able to to brand in a gradual manner. You want to ask happy clients for testimonials and feature them prominently on your website and marketing materials. As you work on developing your brand identity, do not hesitate to seek feedback from trusted peers or even hire a branding expert for guidance, because the whole thing is that if you want to you want to elevate your branding to another level, sometimes it's just better to really outsource the work to an expert. Okay. And you want to keep refining your messaging and visuals until they truly represent the unique value you bring as a life coach. So, really, what happens here is that whether you are a life coach or a fitness coach, or you are a career coach or a sales coach, you want to really keep refining your message and visuals. You want to take note of brands that resonate with you, even outside of coaching for that matter. And you want to analyze what elements make them stand out, incorporate those learnings into your own branding journey, and you want to ensure consistency in your branding to maximize impact. So that's what's going to help you actually stand out big time. Let me give you a few extras here. If you think about building a brand this year that really can scale all the way to $10 million for your coaching business, you have to understand that branding remains how you establish credibility, remains the process through which you showcase expertise, and also how you differentiate yourself from competitors. Coaching is, by definition, a very competitive field, especially if you are doing online coaching, which is really opening up the your space to more competitors, because you find yourself competing with folks outside the U.S. Okay, so a strong coaching brand not only attracts ideal clients and builds trust, but also cultivates lasting relationships and creates long-term success for your coaching business. It leaves a memorable impression, making it easy for clients to refer others to you as a coach, right? So that's important. And one thing you have to understand is that it is a consistent thing. It's not a one-time thing that you do and just forget about it. And by the way, you can also use the software to kind of help you out. So coaching is not just something you do on your own. You can really use coaching software such as Kajabi or Paperbell or others, or Coach Me, to really help with your coaching process. Okay, and so a branding coach supports through software, for example, will help you. Okay, if you're an individual or even a coaching business, in terms of establishing your distinct identities through strategic planning sessions. This can be clarifying goals. This can be identifying target audiences, or this can be also creating cohesive visuals and messaging strategies. So you are able to get exactly what works and what doesn't work. But this is a series of iterations. It's not a one-time thing. You have to really go through a certain process to see what works, what sticks to your audience, and how you can really take it from there. One thing I want to say before closing today's conversation is that every coach needs branding. I don't care if you are in let's say, in a protected, quote unquote, protected niche. You think you have no competition. You think you have no need to highlight your skills. That's really a big mistake. Big mistake. Big mistake. No matter how non-competitive you think your niche is, you are in a very competitive field. Okay, and you need to have a way to identify yourself, to highlight your needs. To highlight your skill set to your potential clients. Okay, so every single coach needs branding, and you want to start right away if you haven't done so already. So, in conclusion, to this conversation, I spoke to you about the need to build a brand this year and really scale it all the way to $10 million a year for your coaching business. I give you the top trains, the value added, the steps, the hacks, and the best practices, the extras, and the conclusion. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.